on the timing of these investments? Because we got retail sales on Friday and building materials were negative for the second month in a row.
Point blank, I say yes, because Meneer is no different from previous CEOs like Frank Blake. What they are about is honesty, transparency, and truth. I'm out here at Salesforce, Home Depot, old-time customer, and I just feel like the one thing I did want to know was summer spend should have been better. Outside furniture should have been better. Grills should have been better. Let's hear what they have to say. I know that if you bought it the last two times that it blew up, so to speak, they were great buys. It remains the H in watch. Kohl's, I've got to tell you, I still don't get Kohl's. I mean, I just think Michelle, I think she's a very, very, very good person in terms of what needs to be done at a retailer that had been kind of nothing that's special. But the investing in future that Home Depot is telling you right now at this moment, realize that almost entirely involved with making the stores better, no particular theme, supply chain, pro and services, product innovation. It looks really hard. It's called the One Home Depot Experience. Well, what the hell? Why didn't we know about the One Home Depot Experience beforehand in terms of a way to be able to gauge it? So Home Depot might be down for 2 days, not one.
All right, again, we're going to keep an eye on those calls. But, at least Home Depot in their release acknowledges sales were below their expectations. At Kohl's, all they're saying is things are good. We enter the holiday period with momentum. We're strategically increasing our investments to take advantage of the unique opportunity to fuel growth in customer acquisition. We believe investing in the short term will support our strategies to drive profitable growth over the long term. Her quote is, "We're pleased to report our business returned to growth." And the quarter started off positively in August, Jim. I mean, there's not a thing in here that says things aren't going well.
There's a bit of a through the looking glass aspect of that release. Why not just a total fess up? Listen, we're spending a lot of money. So far, the results aren't there. The results will be there. The stock's not expensive on earnings. But again, what is Kohl's besides Kohl's Cash? Why do we go to Kohl's? They've got these big brands. You can get the big brands where? Online. Amazon. I thought that because they're in strip malls, it would be easy to buy online and pick up. So far, no real luck. We have got to hear something about the customer who walks to the back of the store, deposits the Amazon return, and then buys something, which is what everybody was excited about. I want to know, is this a big hat, no cattle story? Because in the end, when you dress yourself up as a partner of Amazon, you better show results and show results now, and they haven't.
All right. Tough words, Jim. We're going to watch it, as David said. Despite the weakness in Depot and Kohl's, we are on track to hit some new record highs thanks to continuing optimism about China trade. Last night on Fast Money, former NEC Director Gary Cohn said he hopes the president will follow through with that Phase 1 deal, but if one is not, shrinking tariffs could go into effect next month. Take a listen.
I think if there's no deal, he'll go through with them on December 15th. I think he's given himself time. He's got him through the other side of the holiday season. And December 15th is a long time from now in terms of tariff negotiations. There's a lot of other things that have to happen in the United States, including debt ceiling, continuing resolution. I think that he thinks that that's a forcing function. And if he keeps blinking, he loses credibility in the Chinese eyes.
Sounds like something, Jim, that you probably agree with.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that the president right now is heavily influenced by the Navarro wing. That's the hard wing. What they're saying is, listen, we've brought in a lot of money on tariffs. The consumer has not been hurt. The S&P and Dow are at all-time highs. China seems to be in trouble, including, by the way, Hong Kong. What do we have to lose by raising the tariffs? What do they have to gain if they don't make a deal? Well, absolutely nothing if they don't make a deal. They're still upset, by the way, about pork. They just don't understand. Why don't the Chinese at least, because they need the pork anyway, why don't they give our farmers something? So I know that the Kudlow wing says we're close and the financial services might benefit, but you know what? The president's not hope. The president does not care one whit about what J.P. Morgan gets. I mean, because it is J.P. Morgan, maybe American Express, they're trying to be over there, Visa. These things do not influence the president. They do influence a particular wing of people, the Schwartzman wing, the Kissinger wing, which just says, listen, we got to go back to the days where we trade with them because there's $1.5 billion. Oh, boy, does that upset the president. He doesn't want to hear about the $1.5 billion. He wants ideological change in China. I mean, look at the concentration camp story we saw this weekend. When that goes, you see those stories, the president says, wait a second, they're sending us fentanyl, they're imprisoning people, and we're supposed to be able to increase trade? What's the point?
Well, if he's so interested in change, I wonder what he'll do if the Senate does pass this pro-democracy bill. I wonder, especially if it passes with veto proof, right? Is that going to complicate talks?
I think that the president has a rare moment if he wants to. If he just mentions Tiananmen, then I think that people are going to say, well, wait a second, there'll never be talks. I mean, that's one of those things that they black out if we talk about it. So, I mean, this is a perilous moment, not for us, but I think for the Chinese. I don't think that we, other than Eunice Yoon, I think the traditional media is downplaying exactly how existential this crisis is in Hong Kong. I really believe that the Chinese have lost control of the situation, and the only way they're going to get in control of it is doing something that even Germany may not like. I say even Germany, because Germany's policy is based on selling Mercedes-Benz and BMWs.
What would they do that Germany wouldn't like? I want to just follow along here. Peaceful reconciliation, maybe giving Hong Kong a little more leeway. But if you take a look at the auto registrations for this month. Europe, this is the strongest they've been in ages. If Europe can bounce back without China, then I think that the president, whom I know is not a globalist at all and doesn't really care about what Merkel says, I think the Europe will turn against the Tiananmen Square moment. So I think that the Senate resolution is incredibly important and being overlooked because all we hear about right now from Washington is what's going on in the impeachment hearings, which, by the way, as closely as I like to follow them, still kind of baffling. And no, I'm not confusing it with Joe Biden's son. I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard to follow that one. It's not as easy as Watergate.
There's a lot in there. We're going to hear from the first 2 of 8 witnesses this week. In fact, starting right now, Jennifer Williams, State Department employee, aide to the vice president, and then Lieutenant Colonel Vindman later on today. But Jim, market, it barely pays one whiff of attention to those hearings.
No, the tape is good. You're seeing when something is positive, like a biotech stock, people go nuts for it. There are certain stocks that just have this cadence of going higher. Microsoft and Apple being the best examples. The Facebook yesterday. These are companies that's in the absence of anything. I think people are saying, you know what? These are the stocks to be in because there's not that much time left in the year. Again, for retail, we want to be off price online. I don't think Target's going to be bad tomorrow. I think Walmart was very good. Technology, we're seeing a lot of the semiconductors do very well. And then, you just kind of have the drug stocks. I don't think people realize that in the absence of an Elizabeth Warren's jihad, they've been going up. So have the healthcare stocks. Elizabeth Warren's decision to be able to say, listen, we're not going to do anything single payer until the 3rd year was brilliant for her. But even more important, I know she doesn't care about this, the stock market went up. She seems to have a particular affinity for saying funny things about companies that are important in the S&P.
Indeed. One of those weird days yesterday where we had record highs across the board, but there were more stocks down than there were stocks up.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're in a, by the way, Home Depot's saying a lot of good things right now. When I look at the tape, they're saying it's just taking a little bit longer than the original assumption. That's why I think at one point the stock was down 14, now it's down 8. Look, Home Depot is a great American company, and the stock, by the way, rallied heavily into this quarter. Home Depot, I think their biggest crime, they got to start thinking about how to forecast. They're becoming an errant, that's an E-R-R-A-N-T, I'm from Philadelphia, an errant forecaster.
That would be a change, for sure, Jim. We're going to watch the headlines coming out of the call. Yep. When we come back, a West Coast edition of Cramer's Mad Dash, we'll count down to the opening bell as we take one more look here at futures. Opening bell in about 16 minutes. Don't go away.
'Tis the season to be hunched over your laptop. Not on our watch. In real life, you can feel your senses and your baskets. Feel all the sights, sounds, lols, and OMGs. Wear laughing emojis on actual smiley faces. Battery is running low. Take the kids to Santa's Grotto. In real life, you can find just the right present using the most advanced search engine in the world. Your eyes. We hunt in real life. Brent Cross, London. Free parking for all sleighs and cars.
At Lidl, we're big on all those Christmas parties. The season to be jolly. Try our Party Time Indian snack selection for only $2.99. And our Party Time mac and cheese bites for just $1.19. Big on a Christmas you can believe in. Now that's big on quality and always Lidl on price. Subject to availability, selected stores excludes an eye.
Christmas is such a magical time of year for little ones.
But why should the big kids miss out? This season, take the family to Santa's Wonderlab at West London Audi. You get to test drive the latest Audi models, and the children get to test drive the latest toys with Santa. There's something for the whole family. Visit santaswonderlab.com to find out more about how to register for your place at Santa's Wonderlab this Christmas.
The world is a noisy place, but whether I'm here or here, my phone calls are always loud and clear on my Doro 6620. Hi, love. Yes, I can hear you perfectly. I'm 10 minutes away. Get your Doro 6620 from Amazon, Tesco, and O2 today.
At TUI, we can help you find the perfect family holiday. And with flights from 20 UK airports, we make getting there a whole lot easier. Book now and choose from thousands of holidays under $399 per person. And spread the cost with £0 deposit when paying with direct debit. Book online or in-store with one of our travel experts. At TUI, we cross the T's, dot the I's, and put you in the middle. Offer available on selected holidays for a limited time and subject to availability. Booking T's and C's apply. At or protected.
Going, gone. Some things just don't hang around. Like a great deal in Tesco Mobile's best ever Black Friday event. Right now you can get the Samsung Galaxy S10 for just $29.99 a month. But this deal ends Sunday 1st of December. Catch it before it's gone. Tesco Mobile's best ever Black Friday event. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Best ever Black Friday based on range of products in promotion was £35.99, now £29.99. Offer ends 1st of December. 36-month credit agreement, rolling monthly usage agreement, subject to status, phase policy applies. See tescomobile.com/terms.
We got about 13 and a half minutes to go before we get started with trading here at the New York Stock Exchange. Time for one of our cross-country mad dashes this morning. Boeing is the name that you want to focus on, Jim.
Yeah, David, the last thing you would expect for a company that's in the news only for a plane that doesn't work are giant orders for it. And yet, no, there was orders for 50 planes of the 737 MAX. 50 planes yesterday at a big Dubai air show. And what that shows me is this is why Boeing stock is still up for the year. This is why Boeing stock is going to be an incredible investment for 2020, because people buy a plane that doesn't work. David, don't you wish you and I made a product and people bought it anyway, even though it didn't work? Who has that? Who has that kind of demand that they literally they have a product that nobody seems to want to fly, and yet people are still buying? This is a good business model, David. We have to get in this business. We sell lemonade that doesn't taste good and isn't made well, and we're just crushing it. This is a business.
Yes, it is. It's called a duopoly. And I guess that's kind of the key there, isn't it? Where else are you going to buy?
Yeah, well, that's why it's been such a buy.
There's only one other guy. Say again?
That's why you want to buy the stock, because it's a duopoly. Right. And what's amazing is, don't you think that somebody should come in, a third player? But the moat here, as Warren Buffett would say, the moat here is about as high as I've ever seen. And what a credit to Boeing that they literally still love the product. They'll get it up. It'll be flying very soon. Oh, by the way, David, Home Depot, they just said lumber deflation was responsible for a lot of the decline. So watch for that stock to go higher. But I just think that when you think about Boeing, what you do is you think about that travel. Just the secular growth of travel, as Jim McNerney used to talk about, previous CEO, is unabated. And remember, most of the people in China, 1.5 billion, have not been on planes, but they're going places. So I think this number is testament to why Boeing has to be higher.
If there ever was the prospect for another major manufacturer of airplanes, it would have to be out of China, though. It may not be today or tomorrow, but at some point we may see that, Jim.
Yeah, and I think that this is one of the reasons why China should continue to try to be in the Council of Nations, so to speak, because, wow, if they can make something that competes, I think people will buy it. But right now, I mean, how do you buy 50 planes of something that nobody can work? And the answer is that you have to get in line. And what these are people who get in line, because once this plane starts flying, then the order's going to start flying. David, a year from now, you won't ask whether it's a 737 MAX. What you'll say is, hey, how do I get a ticket?
Okay. Jim, stay right there. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We're taking a
Love
quick
you.
break here on Squawk in the Street. I love you too. We got about 10 minutes to go before we get an opening bell. We'll give you the latest on Home Depot from that call as well, and the Kohl's call, as we're keeping a close eye on both of those key retail companies.
Next. Nah. Nope. Boring. If you skip through loads of your TV channels, why are you paying loads of money for them? With TalkTalk TV and Faster Fibre, you can access the nation's favourite TV shows, a world of films and sport, live and on demand, all for £25.95 a month for 18 months. And if you're quick, you'll even get a year of Amazon Prime on us. Search TalkTalk TV. TalkTalk. For everyone. Offer ends 5th of December, subject to availability. T's and C's apply.
At Lidl, we're big on getting in the Christmas spirit with our award-winning 8-year-old Queen Margot blended Scotch whisky for just $12.99 and our award-winning range of Hortus Artisan gins and gin liqueurs from only $9.99. Big on a Christmas you can believe in. Now that's big on quality and always Lidl on price. Subject to availability, selected stores excludes an eye.
Christmas is such a magical time of year for little ones. But why should the big kids miss out? This season, take the family to Santa's Wonder Lab at West London Audi. You get to test drive the latest Audi models, and the children get to test drive the latest toys with Santa. There's something for the whole family. Visit santaswonderlab.com to find out more about how to register for your place at Santa's Wonder Lab this Christmas.
Going, gone. Some things just don't hang around, like a great deal in Tesco Mobile's